Hi, my name is Michelle Landers, and my job is to help you discover your path, your purpose, and your passion in life. And I have many tools to do that, but today, what I really wanted to talk about was the measure of success in the law of attraction. Ever since The Secret made its movie debut back in 2006, there's been an onslaught of information, and in my opinion, misinformation about what the law of attraction is and isn't. And what is success? I suppose first and foremost, it's a personal interpretation. Yet many, if not all of the law of attraction programs out there do focus on material success as the gold standard, pun intended, of what success really means. And I think success in life is simply measured by how much peace and harmony you have in your life. And much of that comes from what you are doing or you're expressing in this life, the love you give and the love you receive. I always say, find your passion or allow your passion to find you and do it. Live it. Be it. That to me is real success. So the other night, I was watching Oprah's Life Class series, and I heard Oprah say something that just gave me pause. And just for the record, I love what Oprah has done to bring spiritual information to the general public. But this is what she said. She said, people cannot figure out how I became so successful. And the answer is because I've lived in the space of spirit my whole life. And she went on to quote her favorite Bible verse, and then she continued with this story, and this is in part. I knew that I lived in spirit at 4 years old when my grandmother said, "You better watch me now, because one day you're going to have to wash these clothes and hang them up, and you better watch how I hold these clothespins in my mouth, like this." And she made a gesture. And Oprah went, in only the way that Oprah can do that. And then Oprah said it was her intuition that spoke to her and said, "That's not going to be my life." Okay. I thought about that for a moment, and I'm not positive, but it kind of sounded like Oprah's success is defined by the fact that she has untold power and a gazillion dollars. Now, I love the intuition part that she speaks about, but the folding clothes part gave me pause. What's wrong with folding clothes anyway? It sounded like there's something menial about folding clothes, or more precisely, that being a maid is somehow degrading, or worse yet, not being in spirit. Now, I don't think Oprah meant that at all. I really don't. However, there is something in what she said that implies maid, not successful. TV star, successful. But this isn't really about Oprah at all. And I just had to wonder, if given the opportunity, would all people who are maids or janitors, would they really all say that they don't like their job? Maybe. Just maybe. That's not true at all. Maybe some people really do get satisfaction out of serving in that way. I'm sure they do. I know my mother would have been the best maid in town. She was spotless and she loved to clean. So again, there goes our interpretation and measurement of success. Could it be possible that some people do get satisfaction out of what we consider menial jobs? And maybe the problem lies in our attitude towards such jobs. And shouldn't we be more grateful and show gratitude to the people who are in any of these professions that we consider menial? And further, maybe we should just take the word menial out of this interpretation. I think that we keep associating real success with money, even when we say we don't. So I was thinking of the people I know, by the general world standards, may not be considered successful, but I think they are. And then I thought, who would I consider successful on the large playing field besides Mother Teresa? And then I thought of Tom Shadyac, who's a Hollywood producer and, as a matter of fact, appeared on Oprah in 2010. And you can learn more about Tom's story that I'm going to tell you in part at IamTheDoc.com. But right now I'm going to give you just a short version of why I consider Tom successful. Tom was living the billionaire life as a producer of Hollywood films, and one of them you may recognize, Liar, Liar. He had it all, as he said, movie stars and swimming pools. But one day Tom had an accident, and as a result, a spiritual awakening which changed his life and the life of others. And with full awareness, Tom gave away most all of his wealth. Tom made a conscious decision to be part of the solution rather than part of the problem. He recognized the excessiveness that money can create, as well as the imbalance of the world's fortunes and the wastefulness that contributes to the desecration of our planet. Most importantly, he became spiritually aware of how we are all energetically connected to one another in this huge matrix we call life. Tom now lives very modestly in a modular home in a trailer park or trailer type park. He bikes most of the time. He doesn't fly in a private jet any longer. And yes, he is still making movies, wonderful, inspiring movies. Just check out I Am. To me, that represents success. Success for him, success for all of us. Money has its relevance in this life. We all know that. We know we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And that human body needs clothes and shelter and food. And so somewhere along the line, the money came into play as an exchange for these things. But let's stop right now making money the barometer of whether or not your life is successful. And let's look at how we distribute the money we do have. Good idea? I think so. So I want to talk more about what I consider the real meaning and the message behind the law of attraction and why it works or sometimes doesn't seem to work. So stay tuned if you care to hear more. Thank you, and have a blessed day.